Hey, thank you folks for tuning in. I'm student meteorologist Dylan Leaf, and if we look outside at our FSU weather stem right now, you can see some beautiful thunderstorms going on. Beautiful if you like Mother Nature. It's kind of a pretty sight to see, even though you're going to get soaked out there the farther west of Tallahassee you go. These storms are staying to our west right now, but they're moving in and coming to us, and you can see these storms fire up. That's where that cloud cover is coming from, all these little bitty storms that have just popped up, afternoon showers moving into our area from the west to the east. But these are going to clear out in just a bit. Not too bad, just some nice rain though, good relief, and cools down just a bit. And as we look at our future cast, this is going to be the same situation as we go into tomorrow, pop-up showers. But in Saturday, we see to start some more formation where there's a frontal system actually trying to make its way to our area. It's going to bring the possibility of some severe thunderstorms. And with that, the main focus there is going to be severe winds on Saturday. And behind that frontal system, you're going to see some hail and some severe winds with that. So make sure all your loose ends you have are brought indoors. For our forecast, you're going to see the front on Saturday and stick around just a bit on Sunday with some lingering showers there. But as we look at our weather headlines, we're going to talk about the potential for some strong storms this weekend. But after that, hey, things are going to clear out. And then as we go into later in the show, Sydney Welch is actually going to talk about the difference between a subtropical and tropical storm. So tune in for that. But for now, I'm student meteorologist Dylan. This is FSU Weather.
Some cloudy conditions here across Tallahassee. 84 degrees with dew point right there at 73 degrees. It feels quite humid when you walk outside. Humidity levels are about 69%. Because we have the southerly wind coming in at around 13 miles per hour, it's bringing in a lot of Gulf moisture with it, which means we're going to have some warmer temperatures across the Big Bend region. About 84 degrees currently here in Tallahassee, as well as 86 degrees along the coast. In St. Mark's, we even have some 90s on the map, about 90 degrees for Thomasville as well as 91 degrees for Bainbridge. So overall, temperature-wise across the Big Bend region, we are sticking with a little bit warmer temperatures throughout much of the region. The local dew points are showing that it is quite humid outside, with dew points around the 70s, even some high 70s in most of our area. This means that when you accumulate the dew point with the actual temperature, you're going to get feels like temperatures in the 90s, even into 100s for some areas. So feels like temperatures in the Big Bend region are quite high. About 102 is what the feels like temperature is in Bainbridge, as well as 91 in Quincy, even 93 degrees for Valdosta and 97 degrees for Monticello. So it feels quite hot when you walk outside, even humid for much of these areas. We do have some showers and thunderstorms starting to dissipate as we're getting into the evening hours, mainly along the I-10 corridor for some areas, but we do have some heavier downpours currently in the Mariana area. So we do have some light showers for the Tallahassee area, but that will start to fade off throughout most of the evening. But heading into tomorrow morning, we will have some overcast clouds, even some cloud conditions for most of the day. But as we get into the afternoon is when the afternoon pop-up showers and thunderstorms will start to accumulate across much of the Big Bend region. So that's what basically the forecast for tomorrow will be. We'll see some afternoon thunderstorms for most of the area. Your planner for tonight is showing temperatures around 86 degrees by the end of the show, about 20% chance of rain as well. So we'll keep the rain chances in the mix heading throughout the rest of the evening. But by 10 p.m. and midnight, we'll see the temperature starting to drop a little bit, about 79 degrees for 10 p.m. We'll keep the overcast skies as well heading throughout most of tonight, but it will be quite a mild night. Tomorrow's beach forecast is pretty nice for most areas. We only have some partly cloudy skies for tomorrow, even a chance for afternoon thunderstorms, but it's going to feel hot and humid, and we won't really have a heavy breeze to really cool you off unless you head into the water, which is almost 80 degrees heading into the beginning of summer across the Big Bend region. So conditions for right now heading into the rest of the week for your 7-day forecast. Friday is around 20% chance of rain. We do have 92 degrees for the afternoon high of tomorrow. Saturday and Sunday will keep the rain chances a bit higher for Saturday, but temperatures are certainly going to rise for most of the region. About 93 degrees is the forecasted high for Saturday, even 94 degrees for Sunday. We'll cool off a little bit in the beginning of the work week, Monday and Tuesday. 91 degrees for those 2 days. 90 degrees for Tuesday, but the rain chances will start to make their way back in. About 30% chance of rain for Wednesday and a 60% chance of rain for Thursday. As I pass things off to Dylan for a look at the southeast.
Yeah, Jennifer, let's look at the southeast, and it's going to be warmer on the western side of the southeast. Look at all these dark pinks and purples over on the western side in Tulsa, Shreveport, Houston. Just feeling very hot out there. More on the eastern side, you see some cooler temperatures and some lagging behind storms. You're actually seeing some thunderstorms up in Charlotte right now in the Asheville area. So they're seeing a bit of a downpour. We'll look more at that later. But the heat index, the story is muggy everywhere. Dew points are high throughout the region, and it is hot throughout the region. So you're feeling like 99 in Houston, in Shreveport, 94 in New Orleans. You were seeing temperatures of 103 and 104 out in those areas earlier today, but as the night's going on, it's going to cool off just a little bit, but it is hot everywhere you look. The only place where it's not really hot though, Charlotte, where you're seeing some rain right now, so things are cooling off, in Orlando, where it's just not that hot. As we look at the drought monitor, we can finally say that Florida is drought-free in this week's drought monitor that just came out today. So things are looking good for that, and most of the southeast staying drought-free with some just abnormally dry conditions throughout. As we look at these watches and warnings, there is a flash flood watch with those thunderstorms that are up in the North Carolina and Kentucky regions. They're still getting a lot of rain even after Alberto has definitely moved out of the area. Seeing some few showers, and as we look at those right now, you're seeing in the Hendersonville, Maggie Valley, Asheville area out there in North Carolina, you're seeing these strong thunderstorms out there. They actually have some severe thunderstorm watches and warnings over there, but these conditions are expected to clear out as we get later into tonight. So nothing too crazy. And as we look at the future cast, you're going to see the radar stick around with these spotty afternoon showers. But into Saturday, you're seeing more well-defined. That's that cold front I just talked about. And this is leaving for a slight risk in the severe thunderstorm possibility for Saturday. That's day 3. As we look throughout the region, they're seeing possibilities of thunderstorms everywhere in the southeast. So just something to be aware of. And for a marginal risk into Alabama and parts of Georgia. So they're going to see some possible of the thunderstorms. The big thing there is stronger winds are associated with these storms and a bit of hail on Sunday once these storms pass out. But there's nothing too crazy. You're not going to see the possibility of tornado. Not a lot of wind shear, which is diverging winds aloft, and that would cause some tornadoes, but that's not really present right in the southeast for the next couple of days. For tonight, though, you're going to see kind of the same conditions, a possibility of a thunderstorm or two popping up overnight. Very unlikely throughout most of the region. You're going to cool down farther you go north, and you're definitely going to cool down the western part. You need to get back into those 70s rather than those 99s and 100. As we get into tomorrow, though, you're going to see a bit of a warm cool down, too, as that front starts to make its way into our area. Tulsa, the hot spot at 98, and for much of the region, you're still going to see those afternoon thunderstorms stick around. That's going to be the trend for tomorrow, but things are going to be changing a little bit. Sydney, you want to see how our forecast is changing a little bit?
Yeah, so last week we did have a game changer as we started to talk about Alberto. The last 48 hours, we're going to go on a little trip with Alberto. He made landfall just west of Panama City Beach, and then by the time reaching Huntsville, it was still subtropical depression Alberto. Now it continued northward into tropical depression Alberto. So from subtropical to tropical. So can I just mention that Michigan saw a subtropical depression before Florida did? How crazy is that? Now currently a low pressure system, not named Alberto anymore, in Ontario, and it's going to continue causing some rain in those areas. Now a lot of people did have questions between a subtropical versus a tropical system. The best answer I have for you is a tropical system is that very symmetric look on a radar, and for the subtropical system, most of the precip is to the eastern side and lots of colder temperature in the center of that low pressure system. But with that, our next storm's name is going to be Beryl. But Jennifer, what's going on nationally?
As we take a look at the bigger picture nationally, we're going to take a look at temperatures across much of the nation. Feeling quite hot for most areas of the central part of the country. 99 degrees is the current temperature right now in San Antonio, so it is quite hot in that area. Most of the west, though, staying fairly in the nice comfortable range of temperature, about 62 degrees for Seattle, even 68 degrees for Los Angeles, and they don't have any high dew points for that area, so it feels quite nice for most areas of the west. As we make our way towards the east, though, we'll see some higher temperatures even along the southeast of the country. About 89 degrees for Memphis, Tennessee. They're seeing right there. even 84 degrees here in Tallahassee. So things are quite warm across much of the country. We do have some watches and warnings set up here for you. We do have a heat advisory heading into tonight, and heading into tomorrow for areas like parts of Texas, even into Oklahoma and Kansas. So this will be something that we'll keep monitoring throughout tomorrow as well, because these areas are going to have very high temperatures throughout the next few days. We do have drought conditions continuing along much of the southwest part of the country, even the Four Corners area of the west. So areas like Colorado, even New Mexico, do have an exceptional drought for most of these areas. So we'll keep an eye on that as well, because there is a danger for fire activity in much of these areas, as they have very dry conditions and low humidity levels with that as well. The radar is showing some heavy rainfall for most areas of the northwest, but where the severe weather action is happening is for most areas of the central part of the country. We do have a tornado watch for most areas of southern Missouri, as well as some increased rain chances and flood watches, even some tornado watches here, warnings here and there, even some flood warnings for most areas. So they have heavy downpours in this area. It's just going to accumulate over and over, so these areas will be very saturated as we take a zoomed in look. We'll just see a lot of just the line of storms making their way from the northwest down towards the southeast. Line of thunderstorms with this. They have a lot of lightning associated with these storms. So flood warnings are in effect for most areas of this part of the country. Futurecast is showing those thunderstorms making their way across throughout much of tonight, even into tomorrow morning, but we also will have another chance for some severe weather for areas like Minnesota, even down into Ohio for some of these areas. They are in a slight risk, enhanced risk for severe weather for most areas of South Dakota and North Dakota, and even on into Nebraska. So that's something to keep an eye on for tomorrow. But for Saturday as well, we do have a slight risk for some severe thunderstorms for most parts of the Mississippi River Valley. So that's something to keep a watch on for Saturday. Tonight's forecast, quite cool across much of the west coast, and also mild temperatures along most of the southeast. Tomorrow's forecast is going to be quite hot for most areas. We could even see about 100 degrees for San Antonio, as Cindy is going to give us a look at the final local.
Yes, I am wrapping things up with one last look over Doak Campbell Stadium. As you can see, the sun is setting beautifully, and those clouds are making their way out of the area as it looks on that Skycam. Oh, I'm sorry, this is a time lapse, so that was this morning, and now we are seeing the full layer of clouds. That is more of what I expected for our area. And as we go into our temperature, 84 degrees, so cooling off nicely from those very high temperatures that we saw earlier today. Dew point at 73 degrees, so it's feeling pretty muggy out there. Now take a look at these temperatures with me. Local temperatures in Bainbridge still seeing above 90 degrees. Thomasville 90 as well. And then as we make our way more south, we see St. Mark's and Carabel down in the mid 80s. So they're seeing that nice cool down as we go more south. Feels like temperature though. This is what you really want to watch out for. When you walk out that door, the humidity and the temperature together makes it feel like 102 in Bainbridge. So definitely bring the water with you if you're going anywhere, because it's going to feel hot out there. Now we had some storms earlier in the afternoon bubbling up to the west along the I-10 corridor. Things are calming down as we go into the later parts of the night, but an isolated shower or two is not out of the question, so definitely keep that umbrella handy as we go into the rest of our night. Now taking a peek at this planner, 83 for noon tomorrow and 89 by 4 p.m. So summer is here, and that summer pattern is back with the 20% chance of rain around 4 p.m. So afternoon showers as we go into tomorrow. We're going to be seeing the afternoon showers, and then Saturday that whole pattern is going to be shaken up, because we are going to be seeing a front headed towards Tallahassee. So that is potential for some more thunderstorms than what we're used to. So these more longer lasting thunderstorms and more of a potential for severity with these thunderstorms. So now take a peek at this 7-day. Friday, 20% chance of afternoon showers. Saturday, we got that 50% chance of showers along with that front. So that's going to be later on in the afternoon. But as I said, there is more of a potential with some severe thunderstorms in our region. Now, as we go into Sunday, 94 degrees and a 40% chance of rain, and then those rain chances are back on Thursday with a 60% chance of rain. So follow us on Twitter for more information at FSU Weather.